granny played the blues on the stool. Head wrapped silky, chewing on this oxtail. Scheming on a millie, trying to hit the yacht sail. Gold shining lobster near the Everglade music. When we drop, it's like you never made music. Better days never came easy to a quitter. Ain't no pump faking, let them see that I deliver. God body, baby, big 7 in the skin. Probably why you never hear no better again. Higher than the spot that we bout to set the bar. Stankin', smell it before it left the jar. I just left the coast straight to another ocean. Got excuses, me, I'm really having motion. Sipping on mimosa, chopping real estate game. 40 years later, still the same lane. Just left the hood, never heard of you. 30 long years, not a single word of you. Shop booming, baby, come and get it while it's open. I don't have time, I've been busy having motion. Just left the town, things spoke to you. You a L7, probably served to you. Shop still booming, come and get it while it's open. I don't have time, I've been really having motion. Boy, stop playing, this is not your lane. Never seen struggle, you do not know pain. Stop playing, would you be yourself? How they see you, how you see yourself. Ain't real, acting real fictitious. Family on the west probably still hit switches. Playing Sally Cell, brought the thumper in the car. I been down in Austin burning rubber down Lamar. Keep what you earn, put it back in the business. Gold mouth shorty spinning racks at the dentist. One stream need a whole 7 ways. That weaker than a whole 7 days. I've been playing chess, working on the left brain. Buzzing in my city way before the press came. Went and bought a now he think he less lame. Got the kind of gas that could fuel a jet plane. Just left the hood, never heard of you. 30 long years, not a single word of you. Shop booming, baby, come and get it while it's open. I don't have time, I've been busy having motion. Just left the town, things spoke to you. You a L7, probably served to you. Shop still booming, come and get it while it's open. I don't have time, I've been really having motion. Y'all know what time it is. Jury, what up? Lords of the land. Ain't got no minutes for you, internet. We really outdoors with it. Till infinity.
Baby, I'm family. Peace to the family. Welcome to Paradigm Shift TV 314. This is your brother, DMG, the poet, aka Brother Pianki. And I'm going to be real quick. I ain't going to be before you too long. Just had some things I wanted to get off my chest. That being said, been a long couple of weeks, both for me personally and for the platform. Lost my uncle, a man who contributed heavily to my younger years, in particular when my father wasn't around, wasn't able to be around, and so he kind of substituted that. Both he and his son, my older cousin. I think my first couple of bikes were hand-me-downs from my cousin and his sister. It was hilarious. Like, he modified his sister bike to be a boy bike, and then he ended up giving me his bike, which had like a light on it and it sounded like a motorcycle. So yeah, it was they made sure I stayed in the game as a kid. So hearing the news of his passing, even though, you know, I knew it was on the horizon, was still heavy. So but you know, we saw him off. And rest in peace to Unc, and salute to his family, his children and his grandchildren, daughter and son-in-law, and, you know, siblings, nieces and nephews, all that good stuff. That being said, there's been a lot of uproar on the channel. My man's in them, Chris Harris, came over and hit the channel like a tsunami, and some people got uptight. You know, some people wasn't feeling it, and it's funny how that go, because I've always been somebody who, excuse me, when it came to this platform, that wanted to collaborate with whoever, you know, whoever was open to it. We can, if it's a vibe, you know, we could collaborate. I've probably been a little too open as it pertains to that, and I'll get into that in a minute. But I'm always willing to work with whomever, and we'll see how it works. If, you know, and if it continues to be fruitful, we'll keep it moving, keep it vibing. And if it proves to not be fruitful, then we'll go our separate ways. Hopefully we go our separate ways the way we came into the working relationship. But if it turned to a negative situation, then so be it. But I've always been open. But to see the negative response from this brother, you know, coming over and doing some things over here was it was something else. And it's not that I'm not so surprised, because, you know, bro can be polarizing to some people. But it was like just getting inboxes from people who you haven't even spoken to in a while, talking about, you know, why you shouldn't do this and why you shouldn't do that. Is something else. But, you know, we make it do what it do, and you know, until he and I decide otherwise, brother Chris Harris, Mock Carew will be over here doing his MVP thing. Now that don't mean you still won't see some of the staples of the channel. At least that's my plan. You know, if they open to sticking around, because some people so polarized by this brother, they may decide they don't want to stick around, and that's fine. I get it to a degree, because my thing is, and it's like this: if you have an opposing view, and this brother is taking your view to task and putting it under a microscope, your ideology, your philosophy, whatever it is, and he putting it under a microscope, he or anybody else, and you make it a point to defend or shed light on why people should follow that philosophy, ideology, way of life, whatever you want to call it, why not take the opportunity to engage in those conversations now? And that's what I thought would be what was occurring, but for some reason, that is proven to be a not so easy proposition, and like I say, that's cool. That's cool. Everybody can play in their respective corners, and we can still get this content out. Shout out to my brother in the GT. He been putting in major work. Him and his new co-hosts. They've been putting in some work and getting some attention. And so you know, ever since the Dr. Jensen interview, the brother been consistently coming on and contributing. So I'm looking forward to him laying down more and more info, and bringing the brother along as well. So peace to my brother BK Apologist. I see you, movie guy. But yeah, the GT been he been rocking out. So hopefully we can get Dr. Jensen back on pretty soon, and some more people that ilk with regards to having those credentials. And you know, we'll see where that go with regards to furthering the conversation. So, but yeah, it's interesting to see how people have reacted to the Chris Harris thing. It's been interesting, and you know, the subscribers are up, the numbers are up, but we still haven't had that been able to negotiate that signature conversation, and that's because him and Leandre, who I've been trying to get them to have a conversation for about 3 years now, maybe 4, definitely 3, but it's not gonna happen. Too much been done, too much been said on both sides. I'm not making it about one or the other, but I think too much has been done, and it's difficult to walk it back once they in the same space. So a conversation or a debate between them is just probably not gonna happen. You know, it is what it is, but we probably can get some response videos back and forth. That's about the closest we'll probably be able to get with that. Robert Ash will be coming back to the channel. So, Y'all look out for that. And y'all remember some of the conversations me and Rob had. So I'm gonna be re-airing some of those. I gotta dig back because this is for some reason I ain't been able to find them. I'm sure they on the channel, but I might have to just download them or something like that. But yeah, I'm gonna re-air some of those and revisit those conversations, and maybe you'll see him and Chris Harris, or maybe him and Courtney Thompson. One thing that I think has to be said, even though they don't like it, the Craig and Craig law firm work hard to bring these battle of the ideologies to the channel. They be behind the scenes like, hey, I talked to so and so, I talked to so and so. Let's, when you have time to get them on. And so I think they deserve a lot of credit for making things happen. And they will be an asset to anybody who wanted to work with them. So shout out to them for wanting to work with me. Let me address the brother formerly known as Israel Doctrine. Look, brother, you said we was good. You said it was done, and then you went and made a video saying I work for the government. I wish I did, because they make good money. So while you running around making up fictional videos, literally crying on camera, my man straight started crying on camera. It was like the saddest thing, know what I mean? Like I felt bad. Like I legit felt bad. Call if you're watching, my dude. It ain't even that deep. Like all you had to do when I asked to let the brother talk, all you had to do was just let the brother talk. You can't control my show, whether you're a guest or not. That's y'all problem. People who come on the show, people who I let rock on the show, co-host the show, have admins to the show, everybody think they can supersede what I say. I say let the brother talk, you start levying threats about leaving. Then when I say leave, now you want to stay. No, don't hit me with the threat and then try to stay. But bro, it wasn't that serious, man. Like you saying I work for the government, like that only in the weirdo community is that a bad thing. Like one of my cousins worked for the record center for like 30 years. Made bank. I'm talking about made bank. Benefits was off the chain. I think my man, like it was like $15 for him, his wife, and his kids for benefits. Like, bro, I wish I worked for the government. While y'all nut jobs trying to make it sound like a bad thing. Like y'all weird for that. So, like, miss me with that I work for the government stuff. But bro, you ain't even have to do all that. We could have just did another show. Cause I feel for you, which is why I threw you the bone in the first place. Don't nobody take you serious. Nobody takes you serious. You know how many like phone calls I would get, how many inboxes I would get, like, why you? Because I feel bad for you. Genuinely. You know what I mean? Like, I genuinely feel like, hey man, dude just wanna rap. He don't realize he washed. He don't realize he washed up. He genuinely want to just continue to put out his nonsense, right? So I do everything I can not to fall asleep doing your joint, and I'll let you rock. But you always try to control what I do. If I say let somebody talk, let them talk. That's all. It ain't that hard to do. I don't know what's so hard about that when it comes to people. If I put something forth, then that's what it is. So I said, let the brother talk. You and the brother Gideon had a nice little conversation as far as I was concerned. I said, let the brother talk. You couldn't do it. That's all it was. From there, you want to make a video saying I work for the government and you're crying on there. Like, bro, that was weird. So, look, man, I'm genuinely sorry because I did not mean to make your grown ASS cry. I didn't. Like that was pitiful to watch. A grown man screaming at the camera, damn near in tears over another man. That was one of the saddest things I've seen on YouTube. That's worse than a person constantly saying my name and having videos up, even though they say they don't make videos about people who are mentally ill, and I'm literally diagnosed with bipolar 2 disorder. But that's sadder than that, even though they do all that, and I won't even mention their name. That's sadder than that. So, bro, listen, it ain't that deep, man. You ain't that important to me, and I shouldn't be that important to you. Like, come on, man. Come on. In a year or two, somebody on Sarnetta channel gonna need a punching bag. They'll throw you a bone, bro. You ain't have to do that was all that yelling and cracking of the. That's not cool. That's not cool. So, yeah, bro. Stop it. But again, this is what you get in this community, this YouTube community. Like, you got a bunch of weirdos. Don't know you from Adam and just say whatever they want to say about you. And like, people got real life stuff going on, and I'm supposed to take your foolishness serious. Like, people really think they can get under your skin on the internet. The only reason I trip off the other weirdo is because I just don't like my stuff being on other people's channel. Like, you want to critique me, you want to lie on me, you want to say all kinds of stuff about me, and you got my material up. That is irritating. But other than that, don't nobody care about you either. But people play with people on the internet. Like I say, I just had the honor of being a pallbearer in my uncle's funeral and speaking at his funeral. And these nuts on the internet think they mean something. And that's why it's called, it's not how they see you, it's how you see yourself. See, I know who I am. I never have to do YouTube ever again. It's fun. But I ain't never got to do it again. But these people have to do YouTube. They have to do the internet. One of these nuts said they was taking a break and never went away. Like, because they have to do this. Ain't no real life. If you ain't obsessing about somebody else, if you ain't pulling from somebody else's content, ain't no real life for you, for these nuts. So let them say, I work for the government. Let them say whatever they want to about me, because it ain't how they see you, it's how you see yourself. See, I know when I went up there and spoke on my uncle's behalf, I did my people well. I represented my family well. Be it my family that's directly under my roof or the lineage that I come from. Overall, I lost count of how many people came up and shouted me out for what I said. When my cousin got up to do the eulogy, he said I had already did the eulogy. And so, again, that's real life. But you got nuts on the internet that think they know you because they talk to you on the phone or on Messenger. So they feel like they've earned an opinion about you. And they be dead serious with what they say. But they won't tell you nothing informative about their real life. Not for real. See, you got these tabloid channels that front like they not, but that's all they is tabloid channels. Because if they not speaking about somebody else on YouTube, they ain't got nothing to speak about. So the point of the night is, regardless of what's going on the internet, pay it no mind. This YouTube, the internet, the talking heads, this is not the real world. What's real is your family, your community, the people you can reach out and touch, the people out there who you've actually made an impact on, who you've made genuine friendships with, who you call and check on and they call and check on you. Not the nuts. But let the nuts be nuts. Because who knows? Without this, what reason do they have to exist? See, when I go around my family, they happy. They happy to see me. I'm happy to see them. But a lot of these nuts, they sit alone in they four-corner room staring at candles. Don't nobody care about them in real life. If it ain't nobody in their chat, they don't know what to do with themselves. So don't worry about how they see you. I ain't gonna worry about how they see me. It's about how you see yourself. Everybody got things that they've done in the past that they're not proud of. The only question is, have you risen above it? Yeah, I had one of these nuts try to throw up a bunch of stuff from my past with no context whatsoever. Quick to speak on my relationship, but don't want to talk about theirs. Which is funny. But the reality is don't nobody care about that relationship. People are actually interested in mine. So what's really a triumphant story, they tried to minimize. But I'm willing to bet that same nut that tried to diminish my relationship has lasted now 30 years, because it's 2024. That same nut, I bet they've never been in a relationship that passed any of the trials and tests, endured any of the challenges that my relationship had. I'm willing to bet that that person has never meant to another person what my wife mean to me or what I mean to my wife. I'm willing to bet that. I'm willing to bet that that person's current relationship don't last half as long as mine do, or half as long as mine had. While they try to diminish my relationship. But again, people can talk out the side of their neck behind these computer screens because they don't know you in real life. The people that know me in real life, they know what we've been through. And they proud, they happy that we still standing. Because it ain't how they see you, it's how you see yourself. And it's ironic that these people consider themselves champion of what's good and what's right and what's virtuous, and they be the main ones causing seeking to cause strife. Now let's say that this nut said all these things about my marriage and caused my marriage to fail. What what would I what like I'm just curious, what do that nut think would have happened next? See, people don't think about that when they run in their mouth. But I just wonder what the nut think would have happened next. As if I'm a allow that to just ride. But Peace Free Mind, leaku.com said it best. And that's what it be. So again, you got a grown man crying crying over my show. My little bitty YouTube platform, and they over there crying. Like, bruh. And and that's crazy, bro. That's crazy that people thrive off of trying to make other people miserable. But like you said, misery love company. Peace to my brother Robert Ash. Misery love company. And it's sad that in 2024 that's still a thing. And you, like I said, you got one of these nuts saying that they don't make videos about mentally ill people. But I'm open and honest about the fact that I'm diagnosed with bipolar 2 disorder. But they got videos up about me. What they really should say is those people that they call mentally ill is people they don't want to smoke with. That's what it is. They just don't want to smoke with those people. And they know I'm never going to say their name. That's all. It's not that you don't make videos about mentally ill people, because clearly you do. You got several videos up about me. But again, people pick and choose. See, those people who they claim are mentally ill don't have no limit on the disrespect that they would rain down, while I do. I just don't even say the individual's name whatsoever. But they don't make videos about mentally ill people. That's hilarious. So yeah, again, it's not how they see you. It's how you see yourself. If I wanted to get down in the dumps and about my circumstance, oh, I got bipolar 2, or oh, woe is me, my uncle just passed. My other uncle passed in October, and last year, the year before that, my aunt passed. I'm watching everybody that poured into me in one form or another disappear. My wife's grandmother passed in the same week as my uncle last year. You know, I could get down in the dumps, but you have to take what those people poured into you and continue to move forward. And so, again, if I can endure losing people who actually know me in real life, people who actually love and poured into me in real life, I can't for the life of me understand why these nuts feel as though anything they say is supposed to faze me. Somebody sent me a clip where one of these nuts said, I know they thinking about what they did to me. First of all, I didn't do anything to you. You're a nut, so you convinced yourself that something was done to you. No matter how hard I tried to explain that wasn't the case. But when you need negativity to thrive on, you're gonna create it. And that's what I figured out. See, once you start reflecting on the thing and you start figuring out that certain people just need negativity to thrive on. Because I sat with that thing for a while and I'm like, I tried in every way I could to let this individual know that I wasn't doing what they thought I was doing. I didn't do what they thought I was doing. Like, I swore to all that meant something to me. And they believed what they chose to believe because they needed to believe it. They needed that negative element to thrive off of. And that same sentiment has continued to perpetuate itself. So it's not just me. It continues to perpetuate itself with that individual and other people. So it ain't just me. I've heard other people do the exact same thing I did. And this individual will tell you, it's not me. It's all of these people. So all of these people have had the same situation with you, but it's not you. It's all of them. These different people from different walks of life don't know each other, keep experiencing the same thing with you, but it's not you. It's them. Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. You know, like if that's what allow you to sleep at night, then so be it. Because everybody got to get by whatever means they can. But I'm done placating people. I'm done allowing people to think that because I've been generous with my platform, with my time, that they can just do whatever, whenever, and however they want to. That's dead. So if you on this platform and I say, let an individual finish talking and you choose not to do that, I'm just going to kick you off. It ain't no reason to continue the conversation. It's simple as that. So Carl Albert can continue to cry on a million more videos because all he had to do was stop and let that brother finish talking. Instead, he continued to run his mouth because nobody wants to be challenged in this community. They just want to run their mouth. Nobody want to be scrutinized. They just want to talk. Or we want to cherry pick who we have conversations with. So the brother is trying to explain why he has the sentiment that he have, and you didn't want to hear it. Even though I said, let's hear him out. Now you over on your channel saying I work for the government and crying like a petulant child when you every bit of what, 50? And if you're not 50, you look like you're 60. Brother, calm down. Don't have another situation where you're stroking out because you worried about what I'm doing over here on my platform. Worry about what you do on your platform. Because the only thing you had to do over here was what I asked. Let's let him finish and then he can leave. And you and me can finish our show. But you couldn't do it because you had to have the final say. You had to be Billy Badbutt and somehow show everybody how tough you was across the country on your computer screen, yelling and screaming over people. And you still didn't get what you wanted. Now you're over on your channel line and crying. Because you a nut. But it ain't how you see me, it's how I see myself. So let the nuts be nuts. Let these internet nuts perpetuate their lies about you. Let them to continue to have their misunderstandings about you. Make things up and everything else. Because in real life, the people who know you, even on the internet, who have actually taken the time to get to know you in a real way, where when you say something, they know you're not lying. Where you can actually have a meaningful conversation. You know, you actually call and check on one another when you ain't heard from each other. Wow. Like a real friendship. Those people, those individuals, you can kick back and say, well, let me hear them out. They might have a point about this particular thing, but not the nuts. The nuts have their agendas. The nuts have the negativity that they have to perpetuate, draw from, and feed from. And if they don't have it, they don't know what to do with themselves. Carl Albert is a nut who has to have some kind of negativity to draw from. He is a fake Israelite. So you already batting zero. You done made up your own doctrine. You don't know how to explain it. You sound like you need to go back to, speech rehab or whatever you did after your situation and get some more of those classes, because all you can do is scream and yell some more. You don't know how to get your point across. I watched the debate you had with Asarim Khan, and you gave up. You just gave up. No one takes you seriously, bro. Yet I threw you a bone, and you come over here and you act ignorant. When I say let someone speak on my platform, you let them speak. And if you can't do it, then you don't belong here. And that go for you, and that go for anybody else from here on out. It's my way or the highway. Ain't no compromising, ain't no nothing. This is my platform, nobody else's. Nobody else's. because something somewhere along the lines we got mixed up where what I say don't matter. What I say don't go. And I guess people be watching and they decide they gonna test it too. And so Crybaby Albert thought he can come over here and tell me what to do. And now he over on this channel crying. You got the other nut who thought they could tell me what to do. And when I didn't, that's when things went left with me and them. So again, you got internet nuts who don't have real lives. And this is all they got. The only thing you can do for them is pray for them, send thoughts their way. Whatever it is you do in your paradigm, do it towards them. That they develop a real life, that they actually, redeem themselves with their family, so their families will start allowing them to come around. Huh? Because see, when I go around my family, just like, even though it was a sad occasion this weekend, when I was around my family, it was all love. But you got a lot of these internet nuts. They got to be on her. They got to pick and pull from other people's content because they have none. No originality. They got to be on her. Even when they say they're going away for a little while, they never leave, because if they not on her, they don't have a life. Their family don't care about them. Their relationships fake. So this is their life. But when you got a real life, when you got real people who actually care about you, love you, pour into you, you understand it's not how they see you, it's how you see yourself. I like people talking about I self-medicate and this and that because I might have a beer or a drink on while I'm doing the show. And it's like, self-medicate for what? What are you talking about? Be specific. Because I hope you don't think it's about you. Shout out to Leak You. Say, keep doing you. You did nothing wrong. That man has seen issues he should be concerned about. All yeah, real talk. Real talk. Appreciate that $9.99. Nah, don't worry about it. But that's real talk. And come on over, daughter.
You want Dairy Queen?
Sorry about that. My daughter had to tell me something. But yeah, it's like these people are so mixed up and so they anger be so misplaced. But again, it's not how they see you, it's how you see yourself. Like, look, when I was younger, I made so many mistakes. I'm ashamed of the man I used to be. My uncle who just passed, his wife, my aunt, passed in 2010. That's when I started to go into the direction that led me to be the man I am today. But that man who I was prior to that shift, I'm ashamed of. Now, he was immature, he was irresponsible, excuse me, and he was selfish, self-centered, clearly had an illness that he refused to address in terms of the mental side. It's a laundry list of things that I look back on, and I'm mortified that I'm associated with. But I'm also proud that I was able to shed that skin and come out a better man, a better person, a better father, a better husband, a better son. That individual held on to things from his childhood and wouldn't let them go. Constantly threw them up in his parents' face whenever he could. This individual has forgiven his parents and has a productive relationship with them. When they bring up the past, I'm like, nah, y'all, you good. I'm good. You did? My siblings good. Ain't nothing y'all can do about the past. You know what I mean? Like, let's move forward from now. Like, don't worry about what you can't change. And that's just a small difference. That individual couldn't keep a job. Never mind save money. Now you're looking at the owner of 3 businesses and a 9-to-5. So, it's a stark difference between me and that person. But you got a nut on the internet claiming that I'm still that person. Never even met that person. Has no clue. That person wouldn't have gave this individual the time of day, never mind a platform to speak their speech on. Yet they somehow find it within themselves to speak on those exploits. People are nuts. But that's how it is. When you can hide behind the safety of a keyboard, you can be ignorant and you can speak ignorantly of people. So if I wallowed in the behavior of my old self, if I still saw myself like that, because there's some people who never gonna unsee that man. I'm always gonna be that man to them. But it ain't how they see me. It's how I see myself. See, I know that man disgusts me. They may think I still relish in some of those things. And that's for them to deal with. It ain't for me to deal with. I didn't move past that. They got to catch up. So when you get a nut talking about things that they don't have an idea about, it's almost laughable. But what do you expect a nut to do? Luckily for me, it's not how the nuts see me. It's how I see myself. But see, when you get a hypocrite who say they don't make videos against mentally ill people, but they make videos against a mentally ill person with no consideration as to what if I was on some, like, I'm not gonna take my treatments or my medication, and I let the lies or the misunderstandings that this nut said get to me in a real way. Would that nut be able to handle the fallout from that? I doubt it. Because people is quick to run their mouth, but they don't really want to deal with the consequences that come with running their mouth. Shout out to MVP Chris Harris, the most polarizing man in Black YouTube. but yeah, it's funny how that go. How an individual can run their mouth so confidently when they know they can't be touched, versus having to actually deal with the consequences of what they say. So again, I call Albert, keep making your videos saying I work for the government, because you too stupid to realize the government pays good. And if I did work for the government, I wouldn't hide it. I'd be happy to pay $15 a month for health insurance for me, my wife, and my kids. I'd be happy to. I'd be happy to flaunt that government check. You did? Trust me. So don't get it twisted. You and the other nuts is the only weirdos who think that's something bad. like I'll take that paycheck any day. How about you get a job? But I'm willing to bet, because you are literally a nut, I bet you get a government check. You closer to working for the government than I am. MVP Chris Harris, what's up, bro?
What up, bro? What happened?
Oh man, I had to kick Carl Albert off the show last week because I brought him on, let him do his thing, because I feel a little sorry for dude. So I brought him on, and he was talking that we not Hebrew Israelites, we Israelites, doing his little thing there. So I had my brother
It's all the same thing, but yeah.
Exactly. So I brought my
it's all
brother
the same thing
to kind of contrast his outlook, and he got all in his feelings. Yeah. I said let Gideon finish, and once he finished, me and you can continue. If you don't kick him off, I'ma leave. Well, first of all, who you think you brother Jabari or somebody where you can tell me you go kick rocks? That's number one. Like you threatening me to leave means nothing. I said let them talk. You either gonna let them talk or you gonna leave if you're gonna stand on it. And so once Gideon said what he had to say, and then he left, he was still here. So I'm like, bro, what you still here for? Bounce.
Yeah.
Because
if
I'm
you're gonna leave,
thinking, ain't nobody is ever going to take my kindness for weakness on this channel again. I work with whoever, anytime, anywhere, who want to work with me. But it's gotten to a point where even with the guests, now I said let Gideon talk. He decides that's not what he was gonna do. He yelling, screaming, doing anything he can to interrupt the brother, till I had to shut them up. And that's been the sentiment for a while on the channel. My kindness has been taken for weakness. People want to dictate.
Isn't that what I said? Isn't that what I said? Right.
Yeah, and it's crazy. So that stops now. From now on, if I say it, that's what's gonna stand. And if you don't like it, then we need to have a conversation, because you can't undermine me. Period. Whether you're a guest or not. If I say let an individual talk, let them talk. It's crazy. But yeah, that's all. You know, he goes on this channel and makes a video saying DMG the poet works for the government. Only in this community is working for the government a bad thing.
I'll take that. Thank you.
Like my older cousin worked for the rec center for 30 years and made bank. Only paid $15 for health insurance for him, his wife, and his kids. And you got these nuts talking about such and such work for the government. I wish I did.
I'll take that.
I'll take one of them. I'll take $30 an hour to clean the bathrooms at the post office.
Yeah.
But
ain't nothing wrong with that. Taking care of your family.
This the community we live in. Hold on for 1 second.
Dairy Queen did us 30.
What?
You want rallies instead?
That's fine.
Okay, same thing basically.
Basically, Big Buford, no tomatoes, no.
Okay.
Yeah, my daughter was trying to order food, and I guess the first place she said they did us dirty. I was like, oh, okay. So now we're getting rallies. I know people around the country may not have rallies or checkers, but it's rallies here. It may be checkers in your state. It just depends on.
It's checkers in the South. It's checkers in the South. It's checkers in the South. But it's rallies. It's rallies in back home in Detroit. It's rallies.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it's rallies here. So, but yeah, man. So I was just ranting, talking about real life versus this internet stuff, because you know, my uncle passed. I had to speak at his funeral. I was one of the pallbearers, and it was good seeing family even under those circumstances. And it's like my family so happy to, family be so happy to see you. You know, you get together, you can laugh, you can talk, you can cry together, all of those things. And then you look at what people say about you on the internet, and it's like, what y'all so insignificant. Like, I've literally flushed things down the toilet that mean more to me than y'all do. Yet y'all running y'all mouth about an individual who you have no idea about. You know nothing about, but the people who actually matter. We happy to see each other. It's all love. The people who you actually built friendships with over the internet, y'all call, check on each other. It's all love. But you get these nuts who don't know you from Adam and think they can say this and say that about you and think it's supposed to mean something from behind their computer screen. It's so crazy to me. But so yeah, I was just.
Can I hit you with something?
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be putting together a lesson on your platform called "Jesus is a Cult Member." Jesus is a cult leader. So if you got a weak heart, you don't need to be listening to this, because Jesus is no different than nature boy. All cults offer the same thing.
Are you really gonna go there, bro?
Yep.
Are you really gonna go? So wait a minute. Is it called Jesus is a cult leader, or Jesus is in a cult?
Yeah. Both. No, Jesus can't be in a cult because he was the leader. He created it. If you look at a cult, you have a charismatic leader. You have one a charismatic leader. Yep. He was the cult leader, right? What's in the cult, right? You have a charismatic leader. You say
The,
what?
the, the, re, the reason I ask is because you get some people who say he was really in John the Baptist's cult, and he took it over after John the Baptist was executed, kind of like Elijah Muhammad took over the Nation of Islam after Muhammad disappeared. So I was just wondering what angle you were coming from, because people actually say that.
Right.
So, but yeah,
I'm coming from the fact that he participates. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah. I'm coming from the point that every time you see a cult, it's always one led by a charismatic leader. 2, he promises a kingdom for you to live in or a better way of living. 3, you get followers that follow this man religiously, and then what's it called? 4, you have these so his who are willing to die for him and sell everything that they own in order to follow him. You always see this among time and time again. No different than Jesus even tells you, get rid of everything that you own, get rid of everything that you own, get rid of all your riches, and there's no way around it. You see, what we have to understand is that Jerusalem or the Israelites, they had a set of laws that they had to live by, and he broke those laws. And when he broke those laws by making themselves partners with the God of Israel, the leaders at that time, because they were a theocracy, killed him. They said, "Yo, you're guilty of death." They gave him a fair trial, telling everybody this. Jesus wasn't killed because he's a sin sacrifice. He was killed because he was a false prophet.
See, and listen, now it's a lot of people who would get up in arms about what Chris just said, and it don't bother me. Now, Chris got that lesson coming. I got one coming called "Why the Black Church is the Most Important Church," and so me and him could do those things and never have a fight, a falling out. We can talk. He can tell me why I'm wrong, and it won't be no big deal because I've been there. I'm not. This is information, but for some people, and I was talking about this at the beginning of the show, you would be surprised how many people like, I can't believe you're working with Chris Harris, and I can't like they ain't seen us rock before. Number one, but number two, like, just because we have different ideologies or we got different outlooks or whatever the case may be, I'm supposed to just be like, F that brother. Or he's supposed to be like, F that brother. Like, I don't understand this at all. It's crazy to me. But Chris Harris, my man, and he'd been my man. Like, this was probably the first big guest I had on my channel. Now that I'm thinking about it. When I look back, what was that, 3-4 years ago? I think I reached out to you either on Facebook or on YouTube, one of them. But yeah, I think you was my first big guest on the channel. And people, like, we done had our ups and our downs, but it ain't never been a situation where it's like, we can't have a conversation and we can't rock. So this whole shock about us building is kind of crazy. I see you, Sakina Ra. Peace to you, sis. And it looked like we lost Chris. I know he probably was at work anyway. But yeah, the brother gonna be bringing his information. I'll be bringing mine. And one day, I'll have a conversation with him and or one of his guys, the brother C. Dot. That's a powerful brother. I'm looking forward to interviewing him and getting some info. I'm looking forward to interviewing my sister Sakina Ra too. I think March is March National Women's Month or something like that. I got to do a week. With just the sisters. I want to get Sakina Ra. I want to get Monica Lamb. I want to get Sister Freedom. I want to get my sister Mignette. Just 5 straight days of nothing but the sisters. And I want to do that sometime this month. like Kena Rob, Mignette, Nika Wash, Sister Freedom, and Monica Lamb. That'll be the perfect week. I want to get a week with just the sisters.
Yep. Can you hear me now? You should be able to hear me now.
Yep. Yeah, I can hear you now. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
cool. I went into a dead spot here on this freeway here. Yeah, like I was sitting there saying, and the reason why I want to do this lesson is once again, I want to show people that he was a false prophet, and that's why he was killed. And I can show everybody all the false prophecies that he made, not to mention the laws that he broke pertaining to the Mosaic Code. He wasn't supposed to do or be teaching certain things. You understand what I'm saying? There's no reason for him to die because according to the Torah itself, you can't be perfect at it. Just like Zacharias was and just like Elizabeth was. You can be perfect at the Torah and you can be perfect in all things, because we even see that with the rich man who said, I've been perfect in all things and keeping the 10 commandments, keeping my commandments. And what's it called? He sat right there and said, yeah, but you lack one thing. And the man said, what's that? He said, sell everything you own and give it to me. Sell everything you own and walk with me. He didn't say give it to me, excuse me. He said sell everything you own and come with me. According to Torah, that's not Torah. That's not a Torah law. I don't have to do anything but keep my Torah. As a matter of fact, the Torah teaches if you keep your Torah that you can be rich. That's what the Torah teaches. So Jesus went against the theocratic laws at that time. Theocratic laws because he was developing a cult. And I'll show everybody in the book of Acts what the high priest said who were the messiahs. Those were the messiahs. They were sons of Aaron. Those were also messiahs, anointed with oil, right? And they have the everlasting priesthood. So I'm going to show everybody these things, and I'm going to keep banging on it, not to insult anybody, but to show everybody maybe you following the wrong thing, just like the systems following that man nature.
Now you know, Robert Ash and GT, nobody from Trust and Believe the Gospel, all the brothers, be watched, they all gonna see this. You sure you want to do this presentation?
Yeah, like I said, I'm not really concerned with Nagiti or Nobody Believes the Gospel. I'm not really concerned with those two guys right there because they're not really on my level. And as far as Dr. Robert Ash goes, maybe it's time for him to get in front of me and let's have this discussion.
Oh, man. Hey, Robert, if you're still watching, you heard that. If you're not watching, I'm going to make sure you do hear it. MVP Chris Harris just laid the gavel down and said, maybe it's time for you to step back up to Paradigm Shift TV and have a conversation with him. So, hey, the brother is here. The brother is laying down the gauntlet. I hope y'all ready. I got a presentation I want to do on your channel too on Black existentialism. So
yeah, I think it's about that time. So we got to have that talk about what black is, because we got people in the community trying to dictate what black is without first giving a definition on how they see black and what black is according to their worldview, right? So, and I find that to be a bit corny. But also these same guys that I'm hearing talk about what black isn't, they don't even read the books themselves. So, and I got a nut on Morning Coffee tomorrow. It's going to be a very good show. Let me show everybody that the same stuff that supports the Nile Valley History Collective, they don't teach what he teaches. They teach against what he teaches. As a matter of fact, it's antithetical to what it is he's teaching. I go after all of it.
Yeah, so and that's part of the reason I want to do it. That's part of the reason I want to do it. Is this question of what's black, and all of a sudden it's because we were colonized. Like, nah, bro, we got to get down to it, because that's not what Franz Fanon said about the black individual or the black collective. That's not what Lewis R. Gordon says about it. That's not what Ralph Ellis says about it. These are all black existential authors. Whatever you think of his personal life and lifestyle, James Baldwin didn't feel that way about it. So yeah, I like whenever I'm gonna get with you about the schedule and see when I can get that in. And, we definitely got to talk about that, because even from the black existentialist perspective, it's like it's the us being black and the concept thereof is universal. We know why we say that. We know how we came to that conclusion, and we know why we hold it. So it's weird now that we all of a sudden it's supposed to be something else. I'm confused. So yeah, I'm gonna be tuning in tomorrow for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I want everybody to check that video out. I saw BK apologist in here, watching the show too. I want to say shout out to that brother right there. But you're definitely going to be apologizing for following Jesus after this lesson right here, because your New Testament convicts this man
Hey,
time
hold
and time
on.
again.
Not you calling out the Don. BK is the Don. That's the Godfather. Oh man, listen.
Well, you're going to need Michael
Chris
Corleone when I'm
Harris.
finished with this.
Chris Harris is listen, y'all. The man ain't playing. The man ain't playing. He just called out Don Alfredo. So
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
Robert
I would like
Ash
for
and
him to answer.
Don on the same show.
And let me say this. And let me say this if they're listening. How come no one's giving me an answer for that lesson I did on Jesus is not a sin sacrifice? Your Torah law blocks it. Why were they still celebrating the Passover the way that it was normally done in Jerusalem in the book of Acts? If he was supposed to be this Passover lamb, why did Paul say I must get to this Passover meal? Why did he say that? How come he didn't say Jesus already died for my sins, I don't have to do the Passover no more? Your book is layered with hypocrisy and it contradicts its own narrative. That's why I said certain stories were added a lot later. Certain narratives were put in there that weren't probably originally not there, but we wouldn't know because we don't have the original text to compare it to. So guess what? It's just a breaking of Torah law. It doesn't matter if I believe in Torah law or not. What does matter is that I understand Torah law. And as I read Torah law, I understand that the New Testament cannot be applicable to the Israelites. It's not
Angel, I kill firstborns while their mamas watch. I turn cities into salt. I even, when I feel like it, rip the souls from little girls. And from now till kingdom come, the only thing you can count on in your existence is never understanding why.
Chris Harris
then when I'm
explain why.
Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
I'm going to explain. And then I'm going to explain some more. Then I'm going to go into the book of Hebrews. And I'm going to show you how they plagiarize certain bits and pieces from the book of Leviticus and the book of Deuteronomy. And what they do is they take Torah law and they sit up there and take parts of Torah law out and try to apply it to Jesus. You're not allowed to do that. You're taking and adding away from the Torah, and it clearly tells you not to do that. This is why Jesus' followers are a cult. And this is why the high priest in the book of Acts said when they saw Peter running around teaching during the Passover, they said, man, let this man walk. He's stupid and dumb. He probably been hanging around Jesus. They dismissed him. That's all they did. They just waved him off and said, forget this guy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Paul, in the book of Acts, he went into the Torah and he tried to show everybody why Jesus is the Messiah. And it says some priests walked away believing Paul and some walked away like, nah, man, that ain't talking about that. You cannot make yourself partners with God, nor can the sons die for the sins of the Father, and the Father die for the sins of the Son. Every man shall die for their own sins according to the book of Deuteronomy, which is their most sacred law. Leviticus and Deuteronomy and Exodus chapter 20 are their most sacred laws. Those are the testimonies of Moses, the original high priest, a true savior of Israel. David is a true savior. No, they didn't have to die for your sins. None of them died for their sins. As a matter of fact, in Torah law, in the book of Exodus, Moses said, kill me. And God, the God of Israel, said, no, every man shall die for their own sins. That's what he said, Moses. He said, get out of my way. So we're not going to play this game. All right, y'all are following a cult. And this is what happens when you follow a cult. You believe something that isn't necessarily true. And according to the New Testament's own testimony, Jesus is a false prophet. And that's why he was killed. They gave him a fair trial. I showed it. I showed it according to Torah law. The true messiahs gave him a fair trial. I keep showing everybody that. So I would just like one of these apologies. I just want these apologists, these so-called apologists with all this Christian philosophy to come forward and show us why he died for your sins. because the Torah literally blocks you. The prophets literally block you.
He say with a philosophy.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
MVP Chris Harris is not playing around. He calling people out, and all I gotta say is, if people don't step up to the challenge, I'm just I don't know how else to handle it besides saying
Shame. 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 Shame.
he calling out the philosophers, the pastors, and he called out the Don, all in the same show. Who gonna step up and stop this tsunami known as MVP Chris Harris? I just want to know.
And I want to say this one more time. I would never want to be an apologist, because an apologist is only on here making excuses. Why their text is relevant. Why Jesus died for their sins. I did. It's called the New Testament. All you got to do is read it for yourself.
Mick. So read that joint for yourself, Mick. Hit the link, Mick. Hit the link. Ask MVP some questions while we got him. He riding around Florida with the top down, showing off for the ladies. I see him, but you know, I hear the wind blowing. Don't lose that ball cap.
I know, right? No, I'm riding around with the head getting some air right now. Letting my hair breathe. Letting my head breathe.
I'm telling you, Mika, hit the link. Hit the link right quick. Here, let me drop it again. Hit the link. Now, you took on Cap 10K. I know you ain't scared of MVP. I gotta get you and Cap 10K together for a combo too. I don't know what y'all would talk about because y'all probably gonna agree. But now y'all not gonna agree. Never mind. We got Mika Wash in the building. You will love Mika. Mika say King James Black. She say blacks ruled Europe. She got the whole demonstration. What's your question for MVP, my sister Mika?
I really don't have no question. I was pressured to hit the link, but I'll be ready for you when you have that show. Just let me know. I'm not on my computer either, and see, I'm the type of person I like to just get the truth out or whatever, and I want to see this and written. You know what I'm saying, in the scripture. So, I read very well, but I just want to see where'd you get that idea out of the New Testament and versus the Old Testament, and why you feel like that. I mean, I would like for you to bring the scripture, like the specific scriptures. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you, Mika.
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm not trying to debate right now because I'm not in that spirit, but yeah, I can't wait for the show because I'll definitely be there with my laptop ready with receipts of my own.
Okay.
Well, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question because
real quick, Chris.
Let me just ask you a question right quick.
When we figure out that maybe like the third week of this month, I want to do that all female week. You think I can get you in?
Sure, for sure. I'm actually going to do an all-female show on Wednesday as well, but definitely, and maybe you can grab one of my girls to go with you on your all-female week. It depends on which one you want,
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But what you have to say, Mr. Harris?
Yeah, according to 2 Samuel chapter 7, it clearly teaches, according to 2 Samuel chapter 7, that's where the covenant of David is made. That's a Davidic covenant. And it clearly tells you that if David's sons keep the Torah, that he shall sit on the throne and rule in prosperity. Was Jesus the son of David? That's my question. Testing 1, 2, 3. Can I be heard?
Can you hear me?
Oh God. Can anybody hear me?
We can hear you
Okay,
now.
I can hear you again. Here, let me
Oh,
re-ask you a
oh,
question.
I heard you. I said
Let me
yes.
ask you a question again so you can.
You said was
Okay, he was
Jesus
the
the
son
son of
of David.
David? Yes.
Yes.
He was from the tribe of David. Yeah.
All
I
right.
mean, yes, but you know, the tribe of
He was
Judah, but the son of
he was from
David.
the tribe
Yeah.
of Judah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so Jesus kept Torah law.
Yes.
All right, then why? So God broke His covenant with David because it said if
What do you
David's sons break my law, or if David's sons break my law, they will be met with many rods, the rod of men. Was Jesus met with the rod of men?
okay, so you said second Samuel chapter 7. What verse is this? So I can just read it in context
You can
really
start
quick.
right there. Just it's so you start at verse 1. And I like how you said that word read things in context. That's very important when you read Torah. I'm gonna hold you to that from now on. Because in
Here
context, Jesus is
we
mentioned nowhere in
go.
here. You can read it aloud.
I'm a man of my word.
Boom, boom.
You hear me?
I'm sorry. Can you guys hear me?
We hear you now.
I was reading the whole thing. Did you guys hear me reading it?
No.
Hello? Oh my God.
Did you have us muted or what?
No, you know what? I'm reading the thing, right? And so I come back on, and then it says again, allow the mic to go. And so that's the Most High telling me that this is not the time for me to do this, but I will definitely answer that question and more when you do this show. You know, I don't see where it says anything about the rod yet, but I would definitely keep that verse in mind because for me to be like trying to read it, I done read the whole dang on chapter, and y'all didn't even hear nothing I said because it was talking about David building up the house and building up the temple for the temple of God, but you know David never built that temple, and so when you talk about the rods and stuff like that, then it brought me in mind to Solomon because Solomon ended up having to take was told that he was gonna get lashes and rods, and so. Um, Jesus ended up because of the and Solomon got the lashes and rods due to the fact that he had married the multiple wives and started worshiping other deities or whatever. I'm just trying to paraphrase. And then uh but Solomon never actually got the rods yet. So because they're all descendants of David, Jesus Christ ended up having to pay the price for Solomon's rods because it does say that the sins of the parents fall on the children. So that's how come Jesus ends up with the rods. Can you guys hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Weird.
but I'm gonna be prepared for you. I'm not prepared or in the mind or the state. I just came to support you
Here, well,
guys.
let me read it to you because you said that the rod. You tried to make this claim that the rod of men, Solomon was never met with the rod of men. Exactly.
But
That's a problem
Solomon,
right there. But
no, but
Solomon,
you
can I finish?
okay.
Is it all right if I talk? Yeah. See how quiet I am. All right. So first of all, Solomon was met with the chastisement of men or the rod of men. Right. God sent him Naaman. He sent him an adversary because he disobeyed Torah law. Now, the thing about Jesus is if he's the Savior and he's the sinless man, first of all, he was there at the baptismal of sinners. So if I was standing in line with Jesus and Jesus was in line with me, I would look at him as a sinner no differently than anyone else because he was at the pool of baptism for sins with the man John. Two, it tells you right here, had you just read all of it instead of adding anything to it, it tells you right here. He says, he shall build a house for my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. So we do know this is Solomon because Solomon did build the temple of the God of Israel. And then it also says, I will be to him a father, and he shall be to me a son. When he commits iniquity, I will discipline him with the rod of men, with the stripes of the sons of men. Now, this was something that was given to all the kings, just like it was with Ahaz, Jehoiakim, and so on and so on. Anytime the sons of David sinned, they were met with the adversaries of God. So when you see this thing called the chastisement or the rod of men, excuse me, that is how God disciplines the sons of David. He sends them adversaries, and they have to get on their knees and they have to repent and they have to turn back to the God of Israel. Jesus did not get on his knees when he was down on the cross and he asked the God of Israel for salvation.
You went
That's what he
out,
said
bro.
to the God of Israel. Okay, Jesus got on his knees when he was down on the cross and he asked the God of Israel and he said to him, "Why have you forsaken me?" So how can he be God, first of all, or the Son of God, and him and his Father have the same will when he didn't know what was going to happen to him to begin with? Jesus didn't die for Solomon's sins. You also made that up because nowhere in the New Testament does it say that. Solomon died for his own sins. As a matter of fact, because of what Solomon did, Jeroboam and Rehoboam, they had the kingdom. It was split in two. So it tells you right. It tells you everything that you need right here in verse 14. You got to read all of it because this is the covenant with David. It also tells you that the sons of David. It tells you that the sons of David shall proceed from his bowels. All the sons of David have to come from his bowels. And Joseph clearly tells you that I'm not the father of this child because the angel had to tell him, be careful before of what you do because what's
Because
in
I was
your
gonna say something. Can you?
yeah. Let me
Okay,
just
so
finish up
now,
what I had to say. Can I finish what I had to say, Mika? I'll land my plane in a minute. Joseph clearly said that this wasn't his child. It clearly tells us that in Matthew chapter 1. So if this is not his child, how is he the son of David?
okay, so what tribe was Mary from?
Mary, it doesn't say, but we can ascertain that through her because Zacharias was her husband, I mean, her brother, or she was related to Zacharias. She probably was from the house of Levi. But the Bible is not a matriarchal book, it's a patriarchal book.
I
So it
do
doesn't matter what
understand
tribe
that.
she was
But
from.
okay, so now I need you to go to Numbers 14, verse 18. Wait, let me show you. Because every time I go to my other page, I mean to a page to read, then my mic shuts off. So did you hear me say Numbers verse get it? Because there's two of them that I want you to actually read. Numbers chapter 14, verse 18. Can you pull that up,
Okay.
MVP, or no?
Yeah, I can read that for you. Let me read that for right quick. Let me read that for real quick. Numbers 14, you say verse 18?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And this is what it says in verse 18. And it
Mm-hmm.
says, right here, and it says, "The Lord is long suffering of great mercy, forgiving iniquity and transgression, and by no means clearing the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation." Okay.
Unto the third and fourth generation, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's we have to
Mm-hmm.
deal with the iniquities of our fathers unto the third or fourth generation. Okay, let me
Mm-hmm.
get another one for you because you said I brought that out the air.
Yeah, but this goes against Jesus right here,
I'm sorry, can you give me
because if he was, hold
Exodus
on real quick, I'm
34
just trying
verse
to.
7? Hold on, I just want to make a point. Exodus 34 verse 7, and then I'm done.
Okay, Exodus 34 verse 7.
Uh-huh.
All right. And it says, "Lavish, unfailing love to 1,000 generations. I forgive iniquity, rebellion, and sin, but I do not excuse the guilty. I lay the sins of the parents upon their children and grandchildren. The entire family
At
is
the what? He laid
affected."
the sins of the parents upon their what?
Mhm, upon their children and grandchildren. Yes,
Okay,
it says
that's
that.
what I said. You said it wasn't in the
Hmm.
Bible. I told you it was.
Hmm.
See? Okay.
All right.
Now,
So let me
that's
read.
another.
I'm sorry. You said that's all you want to read. So let me answer that first, because you're doing a lot of scripture jostling here.
No, I'm
First of
not.
all, this you are you just you're.
No,
It
I
says he
said that's
visit.
all I wanted to do because I was about to exit because I wanted to save the rest for the other show that you're going to do. But thank you for your time. I had other
Mhm.
scriptures, but I don't have the time for that. And I just want to give a shout out to DMG and nice to meet you, Chris MVP Harris. And you can keep answer that.
All right,
All
Mika, we
right.
appreciate
First.
you.
All right.
Peace.
First of all,
This
once
is
again, first. Hold on one second, brother. Once again, this is what Christians tend to do. She says she likes to read things in context, so I'm gonna hold her to that. And nowhere in there does it say that he will send us one of the sons of David to come and die for your sins. If he's so forgiving and mercy, why would he kill one of the sons of David, breaking his own covenant that he made with David? If Jesus is in fact a sinless man, then he would have sat on the throne. So you can read as many scriptures as you want. Now the children of Israel were in fact cursed according to the Bible, and they were put into slavery. But this doesn't have anything to do with a man dying for your sins. So if your fathers were sinning before you, there's a good chance that you could suffer for that sin, not die for that sin. Say for instance, I'll give you a point. If I'm drunk driving and you're driving with me and I crash, you just died because of my sin. So, according to Torah law, it's up to the fathers to keep their children in line with the Torah. That's what this is all about. And that's all what this is saying, because the God of Israel also says he creates calamity and he creates evil. So you have to read things in context, as you just said, not take these things out of context and try to say, look at what it says here. This means Jesus can die for your sins, because nowhere in here does it speak about a man dying for your sins. It doesn't.
peace. How y'all doing? This is real doctrine. Just in case you didn't know.
Why would you want to hop on somebody's show who work for the government?
Hey, I'm not scared of the government. Why should I run from them?
All right, so what branch of the government do I work for?
I said I didn't know.
You don't know what branch I work for? What do I do for the government?
You cause problems for people like me.
And who are people like you?
Israelites. Hebrew Israelites, you cool with them, but an Israelite seem like you have a problem with them.
So it's a government department dedicated to making problems for Israelites?
Yeah, because the government is stupid and think I'm a black guy.
So what problems did I make for you?
You dirtied up my name, made me look like a madman.
Did I take money out your pocket?
Huh?
Did I take money out of your pocket?
Yeah, when you dirty up my name out here on YouTube and nobody wants
Well,
to see.
how did I take money out your pocket?
Because YouTube is a business, and if you dirty up my name and say my
So,
business,
but you was on my channel. So how did I take money out of your pocket?
Because you dirtied me up on your channel.
How did I dirty up your name?
Because you tried to make it seem like I was unreasonable and couldn't sit down and talk.
If I ask somebody to talk on my platform and you keep talking over them, how are you being reasonable?
I understand what you're saying, but before I start,
no, I'm not asking if you understand. I'm asking a question. If I ask someone to speak on my platform and you don't allow them to speak, are you being reasonable?
No, not at that point. I'm not being reasonable.
Okay, then. So when I say you being unreasonable, I'm not dirtying up your name. I'm telling the fucking truth.
Okay, now may I ask a question? Before it started, I say I don't want to debate, and you bring them up there and they start debating me. Do I supposed to be reasonable at that point when I say I don't want to debate?
Listen, you said I'm dirtying up your name by saying you being unreasonable. You just admitted that you was being unreasonable. So don't say I'm dirtying up your name when you just admitted you doing what I said you was doing.
The truth is the truth. I'm a truth teller. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, then. So don't say so you did lie. You did lie when you said I was dirtying up your name, because you just admitted you was doing what I said you was doing.
You can say you won that, but like I said, did I not say that I wasn't debating before it all started?
I didn't ask you to debate nobody. I asked you to have a conversation. But the conversation was over. I said, let the brother finish what he got to say, and he was making his exit, and we could have continued. But you got so fucked up by what he was saying that you couldn't even do it.
I thought I said I didn't want to argue.
And then you want to be a petulant child and go over to your channel and make a video about it.
There was some bullshit. I felt
that video was some bullshit.
Even when I was doing what I was doing, I sent you the information. You said you told me to
how old are you? Is Carl?
I'm 46. I'll be 47 in April.
You 46 years old.
46.
And you making videos about people working for the government because they making problems for you and people like you when ain't nobody sent nobody to your house. Ain't nobody sent nobody to your relative's house. Ain't nobody took nothing from you, but they making problems for you because they won't let you have your way on YouTube.
No, number one, I said I wasn't gonna debate. And
do
then
you not see how silly that sounds?
Listen, number one,
do you not see how stupid that sounds?
I mean, if you want to dictate the conversation, you can keep raising your voice and trying.
No, I'm not. I'm talking to you. I'm doing what you was doing the other day, minus the tears.
It's cool. I can handle anything you put on.
No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't. Because if you could, you wouldn't have been on your channel saying I work for the government, literally about the crime.
Because when I was over here with ISUPK telling them
why were you about the crime?
If they was running with Khalil Amani, the government, the same thing happened because.
Hey, yo, Carl, why you just can't say my bad, man? Say I'm sorry and move on. So y'all can stop the argument.
It ain't my bad. I said I didn't want to debate, and it was seeming like a debate started.
Yeah, but you went on your channel spreading the rumor about DMG's platform. You don't work for the government. You're an Israelite. You're not supposed to do that. Kohen.
Okay, you can say what you
want. But I'm just saying, you just sat there and lied on my man for no reason.
Either he work or he don't. If I'm lying, then
he don't.
Lying. Listen, if I'm not lying, then
does he? How did you know he worked for the government? You just said he did. You don't have to act like that just because you didn't get your way, though, bro.
Okay, let's do it.
Come on, man. We too grown for this, dog.
You don't know that he don't work. So if now one of us know who gonna say.
So we about to argue about him working for the government when he's already said that he didn't? Are you serious? You know, I can argue with Ankh, Jabari, and everybody, and I can keep it on an academic level. Ankh can tell me to shut up. Jabari can say, shut up, Chris, let him speak. As you heard the young lady come on here and speak, when she spoke, I was quiet. When it's my time to talk, I'll talk. If the host of the show say, hey, man, be quiet and let this brother get it out, and then you can talk, then that's what you can do. That's what you got to do. You got to follow the rules, the platform rules.
But if we sitting up here right now, and I say I don't want to debate, and you start trying to debate me, then you're breaking the rule that was just set. I don't want to debate.
Regardless of what happened, it doesn't give you the right to go off and spread a rumor, though.
A rumor? It's not
A
a
lie.
Yeah.
DMG, can
y'all
I
can
say
disagree
something real
with
quick?
whatever. Right
Yeah.
now, this is a
Hey,
government.
the lady about to talk, man. If
This
you're
is
gonna stay on,
government.
I
I'm
need you to
gonna
be
be
quiet.
quiet and let the government op speak. She worked for the government too.
See what I'm saying? See how he hangs up because
No,
he can't
I
handle me.
moved him off stage. He didn't hang up.
Oh, okay. So my question, Israel Doctrine, is you doxed me and my family about a year and a half ago, right? You tried to make my son the face of the LGBT movement, right? And you claim I work for the government. What proof do you have that I work for the government? And my next statement slash question is, how can you claim all of these people work for the government when you're the first person that will get on the phone with the FBI? You in tears on New Year's Day of 2023 called the FBI in tears, claiming that I was doxing you. You claimed that I was, your claim was that I was calling the police on you because you had a lot of cocaine in in your house and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like, can you tell me what makes you feel I am a government agent? Is it because I'm friendly with Khalil Amani? Like, what is your real reason, Carl?
So
I'm
this
gonna
just
mute myself.
this just something that you do then when you don't get your way.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, he was
Oh
in
wow.
absolute
Hey, I see.
tears calling the FBI. I've got it on recording. I've played it several times, and this was
I see.
after this man like violated my family that he did not know. I did not know this man. This man came attacking me out of nowhere. So I'd like to know, why do you feel I'm a government agent, Carl, when you're the first one to call the FBI on
May,
any and
may I speak?
everybody?
I'm being
Go ahead.
close.
Please
May I
answer.
Please answer.
So this right here is what I call working with the government, because this is a government person that runs with a government guy by the name of Khalil Money. Do you know who he is, or do you not know who Khalil Money is? Because he worked with the
Yes, Khalil
government.
Amani he was very instrumental in tearing down a cult leader who was a murderer.
This is
And
one
it
of
took
his
That's
him a
right.
workers.
lot of hold on. It was a lot. It took him a lot of courage to get up there and testify against that man, and he was in fear for his life.
That's
What
right.
else you got to say?
Exactly.
So Khalil Money worked for the government, right? And anybody that's
No, he does
Khalil
not
Money
work for the
friendly,
No, he
government.
does
I
not. No, he does not.
He does not work for them.
I asked, can I
Now you
speak?
over here spreading rumors.
You're
What
Oh,
do
now
lying.
you want to speak. Hold on, sister. Now
Yeah.
you want to speak, and you're hollering out, "Oh,
y'all
I
can
want to
speak all
speak."
day. Y'all can speak all day, but y'all said people don't run with the government. Khalil Money is in Wixet, or he working with the government. This is one of his workers, and this will show that you are in league with those that work with the government. Say you're not in league with them because you sitting up here
You know
trying to
why I
be.
think you say those things, Israel Doctrine? You know why I think you say those things? I think you say those things because you're just trying to garner attention for yourself, and
It's
because your
all
platform hasn't grown in almost 8 years, and it's stuck at almost 8 people watching it. So what you do is you make up these type of narratives in order to
it's
garner
fighting
attention for
against
yourself.
child predators, people that you have Sinetta put in the community because
Get your bitch ass out of here, and fuck you 5 times 5, and don't come back over here no more. We don't need your likes over here anymore. You spreading rumors about my man like that. You can't even answer any questions. You're 46 years old and you on here crying like this. The man asked you to be
Like
quiet and then you went off and created a rumor about him. Don't come back on here, dog. We good.
crazy. And then you hop on here like you didn't do it. Hey, Leak,
Right.
I'm sorry that this madman, this internet nut, did that to
Another
you.
crazy Israelite. Another crazy Israelite.
And he's
Izzy.
supposed to be a Bible believer. He's supposed to be an Israelite. All of that. and then he turn around and do something like that, and then try to justify it. It's crazy. Leak you, if
Yeah.
you're still listening, it was saying that your device wasn't connected. I don't know if your phone went dead, but hey, Juju, I don't know why they hating on government jobs either. Because if I work for the government, it wouldn't be secret. I'll be flossing that check. I will be the janitor at the post office for $30 an hour. I will, and wouldn't be no shame in my game. But only in the nut community do they think government jobs is a bad thing. That's the sadness of where we at right now. So we fighting over the term black. We fighting over all of these different things, but you know, ain't nobody attacking these nuts who think government jobs is bad. Like, look, we need to stop fighting each other and start attacking these nuts who claim to believe in the Bible but can't articulate a biblical sentiment whatsoever.
But yo, my man just sat up there and started. He just came on here like he was all good. Like, hey man, what's going on? Yeah, yeah. Hey, how you doing? Like, man, get out of here, man. Like, hold on. But the thing is, we still doing that. Like, yo, that was YouTube 6 years ago. Where I'm gonna create false narratives on you and stuff like that. Like, man, get on out of here, man. We don't need all that. I don't even get messy like that, man. That shit played out, man. Come on, man. Grow up, dude. You said you're 46 years old.
He came in like 4 times before I finally let him in. Like he had a purpose. He was trying to come in. And I'm like, why is this dude trying to come in?
But you got to remember, though. Remember this now. He was obsessed with Hassan Campbell. He was obsessed with that dude. And that's just
Yep.
something I never understood. I don't understand why he was so obsessed with that dude like that. I think there was a restraining order or something like that put on him. Like, yo, man, sometimes Izzy can.
Yeah,
Like, what
Layla Wills
DMG
had to
do to
put
you so
one on.
bad?
Yeah. Layla Wills had to put one on him, and I want to thank you, DMG, for allowing me to come up and express myself because I've been dealing with this dude for over a year. He attacks me daily. There's not a single video that he does not do where he speaks on me. He has lied on me. And he's attacked my family. I don't even know this guy like this. I never knew anything about Carl Albert Davis until, a year and a half ago. And I'm not a government agent. I'm an IT professional. And I appreciate you letting me come up at least to ask him. He's obviously too scary to really answer my question. He's scared of me. When he drops a link on his channel, I'll hit that link. He will not let me up. He's scared
Sis,
to death.
it's okay. Don't worry. Don't nobody watch him.
Right, right,
Nobody
right.
watches him. Don't nobody watch you,
Man.
dog.
Right,
Nobody
right.
watches.
Yep, that's a fact. So I'm gonna drop down, but I've been really enjoying the show. I did share the video out, and I did see what was going on the other day when he made video after video after video about you. And I'm glad I caught you. But hey, thank you for letting me up. I will. I'm definitely a subscriber. I'll be watching you.
No problem. I definitely appreciate it. And if
Thank
do you
you.
make content?
Oh, absolutely. Please come by anytime. I do content
Okay.
on true crime as well as don't think I'm weird, but I do cover a lot of alien type content, disclosure. I'm all about disclosure. So yeah, come by. We have a great
Oh, I'll
time
definitely
over on my
subscribe.
platform.
Okay. Good deal. Good deal.
Yeah,
I appreciate you coming by. Sorry,
absolutely.
at least, one of these nuts was good for something.
Yeah, exactly. And shout out to you as well, Chris Harris, MVP. Long time no see, but it's good to see you. I'm glad you're well.
The one and only.
All right. Y'all take care.
Yep.
All right. Hey, families, y'all know what it is. Look, Chris Harris is a part of Paradigm Shift TV. You're gonna be seeing me do some work
Yes.
over there on his channel. We're a little bit over 2 hours. I'm gonna get out of here. My wife called me and said it's time to come up, so y'all know it's time to go up. That being said, we got some powerful things coming ahead on both channels. Also, go subscribe to my boy, my man's in them, the Craig and Craig law firm over at the whole effing show. Make sure y'all go check them out. My younger brother Rocky, he got a channel coming out. Coffee, Culture, and Comparative Mythology. I don't have the links handy right now, but y'all know I'll be dropping them in the next show. So y'all go subscribe to those channels if you can remember the whole effing show. Coffee, Culture, and Comparative Mythology. Y'all know the MVP Chris Harris show. Go subscribe. Subscribe if you haven't already over here. We're going to be black at it. Y'all know what it is. MVP, close us out.
Hey, yeah. Like I said, this week, I'm gonna be putting Jesus back on that cross. I'm gonna be crucifying him again because Jesus did not die for your sins. And as you heard, that's what many Christians come and do. They read these verses out of context and they try to just paint Jesus on in the picture. That's not how you're supposed to read a book. When you read a book like Cat in the Hat, you don't start in the middle of it. You start at the beginning. You read red fish, blue fish, green fish. You don't start at the middle of it. You start in the beginning of it. And like I said, when she said that she want to read these things in context, I'm going to hold her to that no matter what. What is the context here? Does it speak about a man named Jesus? The Bible clearly tells you do not take or add away from the scriptures. And that's exactly what they do. They add to it every single time. So the Torah itself is a book that's perfect for the Israelites. They don't need Jesus. They don't need his blood. The Bible clearly teaches you you're not supposed to eat a man's blood. And here it is. That's what they doing. So Jesus is a false prophet. And I'm gonna continue to show everybody on that. He's nothing more than a cult leader, and the theocratic laws of that time had him executed because he broke the Mosaic code. With that being said, guys, make sure you tune in tomorrow. Pseudo killers, they done got caught not knowing how to scientifically read a book correctly again, or read some information again. And I gotta keep putting Ankh on that damn sacrificial plate. With that being said, when you strike my channel, you coming after the best. Morning Coffee Team, we out.
Uh-oh. All right, family. Peace.